Welcome back to Severed Sons, everyone.
Welcome in.
Booba, booba.
Thank you, baby.
We are a Frostmaiden actual play D&D podcast, and we are excited to bring you Tales of the Frozen North and the Everlasting Rime. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey, what's up? It's Paul. Welcome in. Have a seat.
Howdy, it's Ross.
Welcome back. It's Blake.
Hey, everybody. I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And other than Zach, I've never seen so many excited D&D players. Get back to it. Jump in, feet first.
Let's play.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited.
If everyone is ready, let's begin tonight's episode of Severed Sons, episode 28, Shadow and Snow.
Ooh.
That's a sexy title.
That is a good title.
Last time, you left Goodmead hurriedly, axe in hand, Kai anxious to be on the road. You confronted Kai, who confessed to killing one of the candidates for Speaker of Goodmead on the orders of the Zentarum. Kai wished to blame the murder on the East Haven Thieves Guild. As you debated your next move, you were approached by Fef Moran and his animal companion, a fox named Moriko. The ranger told Kai that he had two choices: return for trial, or have a bounty placed upon his head. Moran also told you that if you returned to Goodmead, you would be killed on sight. Kai swore to return to Goodmead to pay his penance, but only after completing his mysterious mission. Biding his time, the ranger and his retinue returned to the town, leaving you to continue your journey to the Wizard's Tower. Kai wished to stop in Caer Dineval, telling you that he had learned from the Zon spellbook that a member of the Juggernaut was being held captive there. The guards denied you entry, though Fang sensed something awry. Casting See Invisibility, Fang spotted an albino tiefling woman standing on the roof observing the party. The woman threw a hastily written note to the ground which read, "Levistus has told me all about you and the Dragonborn. Come back in a few days' time so that we might talk. Signed, Avarice." Having been rebuffed at the gates, you continued on, stopping just long enough in Caer Koenig to resupply at Frozenfar. The Wizard's Tower resembled a spike that had been thrust into the ground, and as Donar investigated it, you fell through a thin patch of ice and slid down a frost-covered tube into the tower. As the rest followed you, you noticed that the spire was upside down, with the floor serving as the ceiling. Climbing down several floors, you explored the ruined spire, finding several books of a Netherese origin. Eventually, you found a room where you met a wizard in comfortable-looking clothing, who rose to greet you, saying, "Welcome to the Lost Spire of Netherell. My name is Dazan. I could hear you coming down from above. Welcome. How are you?"
I'm sorry. Dazan, the Dazan that we all witnessed being burned at the stake?
And he looks at you. "What?"
Rumors of your demise have been greatly exaggerated, apparently.
I'm sorry. You weren't aware that you died?
He looks really sad. Trax, I would like you to make investigation at advantage.
All right. Nat 20. Here we go.
Hey,
right off the bat.
You look at him, and his arms and his face and his hands are kind of like the color is slightly dimmed a little bit, and his hands looks like they're white almost, and a little bit of shine to them.
Would it be safe to assume that you are not the original Dazan?
I was quite worried that my creator had not made it back in such a long time. And you see the undead warrior kind of stand close to Dazan protectively. Dazan says, "This is my bodyguard, Krintess." And Krintess just through clenched teeth. He appears to be ready to strike at like a moment's notice. He's very, very wary.
Brune is still in the level above, holding
Yes.
the rope, and he's just going to call down, "Should I come down, or should I hold the rope if you need to come up?"
I think we're fine. You can come down.
Fang and Donar, you hear all this too. It's not that far away. And
Okay. Brune will jump down.
Oh, sorry.
boom. Dazan says, "Don't mind Krintos. He is under orders to protect me at all costs. I am a simulacrum of my creator, and this tower is just a fragment of a Netherese flying city that crashed nearly 2,000 years ago and lies somewhere under the glacier. Isn't that exciting? It's so interesting.
Lost Netherese. Wait.
City. An entire city.
Lost Netherese City. We were told to find that.
Who told you?
Someone we're not very fond of. But, as far as I know, they weren't lying at the time.
I have great gaps in my memory. I remember bits and pieces of my creator's past, but I'm sure that will all fill in once I am restored whole. And he kind of like tugs his hat, it's a big wide-brimmed floppy hat with a cone that kind of comes up and the point is folded over backwards. On the lowest level of this inverted tower, my creator found a chamber that can turn illusions into reality. The life spark of a living creature is needed to activate this power. As a creation of snow and shadow, I have no life spark of my own. But Krintos, my undead bodyguard, he has no life spark either. And Krintos goes, and is no help in this regard. I assure you, the chamber can in no way harm anyone. So what brings you to the Spire? What caused you to come? And tell me about what happened to my creator. I need to know.
Well, are you aware that your creator incinerated a band of adventurers? Where in the timeline are you?
I do have a vague memory of that. I remember my creator hiring people to help him find the Spire. And then I remember coming to life here. And then he left. So I do not remember any incinerations, no.
Well, he killed them, and local law enforcement didn't take too kindly to that.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. However, mages, they have to be ready for anything. So this is the perfect opportunity to test this equipment, to test this Netherese. Oh, I am so excited to find out about all of this.
So you believe you can become the real Dazan?
Yes,
again?
And all of the memories that once swirled around in his brain up to his moment of death will become mine. His soul will transfer into me. I will be whole again.
That's when Fang will step forward into the room.
Make a acrobatics roll to get over the pit.
Can I help him by trying to catch him if he's trying to go over it?
Do it at advantage if you're going to do a catch, Brune.
Yeah.
I forgot. He's going to anticipate this and be in the room at the right time. Acrobatics, you say?
Acrobatics, yeah. At advantage, because Brune's going to catch you.
Thank you. Good thing, because one of them was a natural one. 9.
9. Brune, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
13.
You catch him, and you start to slip down, and you see kind of the floor below, like, who has a light source, by the way?
What about that thumb?
I've got a dead thumb.
It's not lit up right now.
No, but you see like darkness below. In your dark vision, you can see the floor about 20 feet below.
Cool. Then because I was on the other side of the hole, the way we're gonna RP this is Fang's been listening from that side of the crater, and he says, "A soul!" At which point he jumps over, and you hear him go like, "Fuck shit!" Thank you, and he gets
Oh, there's
up.
more of you?
And he gets back to his his usual the tone that he was using before, and he says, "A soul, you say?" It says, if you are about to adopt the soul of Dazan, what have you been up to this point? How do you exist? Do you not have a soul currently?
I do not have any life spark, no.
He's an illusion.
I am just a shadow. I'm a simulacrum, a magical creation.
Brune is just like looking at Fang and Kyle and maybe Trax and like almost like with a donor look on his face, like what is happening?
Make a religion roll. Actually, no. Arcana roll.
All right. First roll with the Starbug dice.
Here we go.
Woo.
That's a 14.
14. The
Solid.
the symbol that's on the altar that's on the ceiling in the room you're in looks very familiar. It almost looks like it might be Mistra's holy symbol, the goddess of magic, but it's slightly warped and changed slightly, maybe like an older version of it.
Donar, before he does anything, is gonna be like, Brune, could you just I'm on the other side of this crater. I didn't want to interrupt the convo. Could you help me? So I'm gonna try to first surpass the crater, because I was behind Trax.
Okay.
Hang on, our friends are coming. They have to.
Yeah,
get
sorry,
over
there's
them.
just a lot of us, and I'm
so-
six.
I don't want them to miss this.
Oh, of course. What are your names?
Well, my name is Farron.
Dude, he said it. No way.
It's fine.
It's nice to meet you, Farron.
Ron, really quick, do you want a roll from me, or should I
Yes,
just
yeah,
walk in? Okay.
acrobatics. If Brune's going to catch you, that is a add advantage.
All right, let's do that. That's a 13.
You make it.
Oh, thanks, dude. Oh, yeah, Donar's gonna walk in and say sorry, I was behind a crater. I'm Donar Dracodanian. That's my name.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dazan. But I guess you know that if you saw me die, so.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. Crazy, right?
I just raise a hand from the back of the group and say, Fang.
Brune.
I'm gonna cast the minor illusion on my mask to distort my voice that says, Yuri.
Nice to meet you, Yuri. Are you all just kind of gathered? This is Ron talking. Are you all just gathered around the door, peeking in? Is nobody going inside yet?
For sure.
I'm about to
Yeah,
walk
I'm
in.
waiting in line.
I'm about to walk
Donar.
in.
Is this anything like Trax's soul problem?
It's a little different.
Trax has a. Who's Trax?
Oh, that is my.
Yes. My apologies.
That was my secret name.
It is his stage name.
Thank you.
Good
It is me.
Are you a bard?
Long story short, I'm hiding from someone, and I didn't want them to know my name, but I'm going to assume that you are separate from them. So I feel
From whom?
He's an elven sorcerer walking around.
I think I've met most of the. I
He's
cannot
not
remember
from here.
vaguely. I've met a bunch of.
He would be
wizard-
going by most likely Farron.
Definitely have not met a Farron before.
So safe to assume.
Oh, you've got a doppelganger? Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, he stole my body. Speaking of, we were told perhaps, I don't know if you have it in your memory banks or not, that you might have a soul transference device.
You must mean the weird purple slimy thing that my creator hooked up to the machine downstairs.
Yeah, perhaps.
Probably.
And, Trax is going to take out the psi crystal detector
Uh-huh.
and see if it goes off at all.
It does. There is a ping, ping, ping.
Are you-
It seems to be like leaning down. It's like it's pointing downstairs.
Is the
Down
device
through the
potentially powered by a psi crystal?
It is not. It is ancient Netherese magic, and I believe it is quite old, and my creator had to do some repairs on it. Hence the soul transference chamber, which isn't quite a chamber, as it so much as it is a giant sucking purple slimy fleshy tube.
I'm excited about that. Anyway, I feel like being a wizard, one of my compatriots might have some questions for you.
Of course, I'd be happy to answer what I can. I have great gaps in my memory, and I'll only know the spells that my creator knew at the time of my creation. So I only can cast a few, and I have no spell book. I don't even know where my creator's spell book is.
With
Look,
that, Kai's gonna hop down into the other room and slam Dazan's traveling spell book on the table.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to leaf and flip through to a page that he's looked at very often and just point to a word in the middle of the page and say, "Where are they?"
Is the word juggernaut?
It definitely is.
Okay. I have memories of meeting a wizard I think her name began with an A. And it was at some castle. And together, my creator and her interviewed this woman who was a member of the Juggernaut. And I think she had red hair? That's all I know.
At which point, Fang steps into the room behind Kai and says, "Are you speaking of avarice?"
That's it! That's it! You helped plug the hole in my memory. Thank you.
And Fang looks at Kai and says, "I keep secrets too," with a little smile on his lips.
Kai is kind of aware of that, but also is just almost in shock from what the simulacrum just said.
You look faint. Would you like to sit down?
Your master's rumored to have a scroll. Where is it?
I have many books here that I've collected all the books and things that look like important magical treatises here. You'd have to be more specific. I just collected things that were in the tower while I was waiting for my creator to return.
It's rumored that Dazan had possession of an ancient Netherese scroll.
I tell you what. She points to the piles and piles of books that are in this room, and he says, "If you help me get my body back, get my soul back, and to help take me downstairs to the chamber, I will let you search all of these books for as long as you want." He takes this amulet, and he kind of takes it off the table and gives it to you, like hands it to you, like shoves it in your face. He's like, I will give you this. I don't know what it does, but I will give you this. It's obviously magical. Listen to it. And you hear it kind of whirring like a timepiece.
I'm gonna grab it and toss it back to Trax.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that.
I mean, will you help me?
Deal.
I feel like we can be mutually beneficial to each other.
At which point, Fang turns around to Trax, but he's also addressing Kai in the group. He says, "Dazan was accused of setting people on fire. Do we really need another one walking around?"
Are you saying that out loud in front of the simulacrum?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm not scared of this little fucker.
Okay.
We can
Kai
take him.
looks back at him and just says, "If need be, we can always put him back down."
And Fang looks at the simulacrum and shrugs.
And you see the undead fighter kind of just actually reach and kind of put his hand on his sword and kind of pull it
And
out.
I go... I growl at him.
Alright, Meatloaf, calm down. We're not doing anything.
There's no need for violence here.
I just want because I don't know who I am. I just know that I used to be a mage. I used to be powerful. I have this quest for knowledge. I want to know more about this Netherese city that's buried beneath this glacier. There's just so much I want to know. And I'm sorry if I become this Dazan person, I'm somebody different. And if I'm an asshole, you can go ahead and fight that person. But I'm not that person right now.
Yes, that was my next question. Is right now your motives seem righteous, and I can appreciate the thirst for knowledge that you might have. But
I think that's what defines me right now. Really,
of course I understand this, and I like this person, to be honest with you. But if you get reanimated, so to speak, or get a life spark, do you also gain the same morality as your creator? Do you become this person?
I honestly do not know. Trax and Fang and Donar spellcasters make a Arcana check.
That's a dirty 20 for me.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Trax, you think that you've done some research about trying to get souls back and transferring souls into bodies.
Oh yeah.
And the things you've heard about simulacrums, they really just completely just empty vessels. You were not, so...
So the difference is between... I am in a very similar situation, except my soul is actually in this form. As of right now, it seems that he is, for lack of a better term, he is an empty vessel. He is simply the shadow, as he has eloquently put.
I'm waiting to be filled.
So when the true spirit of Dazan retakes his body, we could be conversing with a very different person.
Would he even remember to help us after we have helped him?
I've given you... I mean, if you want to do your research now, before I am changed, or, I've given you the amulet.
Which I would like to start investigating while we're talking. I feel like that would be something...
It'll take you some time, I think. It's kind of like... You think it's definitely magical because it's whirring on its own. But you...
Brune's gonna look over his shoulder the whole time like an old person watching a young person use a smartphone.
How interesting.
Dazan says, I must say that my associate here, if I am harmed, he will be forced to attack you. Those are his standing orders.
Yes, we understand this, and to be honest with you, I do not think that we are worried about it. But it seems that this decision has been made. Yes, growl at you too. The decision seems to have been made, and I intend to follow along on this. But if you are going to be reanimated as this Dazan, and Fang will walk up to the table, he shuts the book and takes it and puts it under his own arm. And he says, "You will not know which one of us has this, and you will not gain access to it until we deem that you are allowed to."
I think that's very smart of you. That's a great idea.
Fang looks at Kai and he says, "Agreed?"
I think that's very fair.
There needs to be a bargaining chip here, and Fang holds it tight against his... you don't see Fang holding many, big books. He's not a bookish, so he holds it very awkwardly against his chest.
Okay.
Understand this. I want you to have your memories back just as much as you do.
I am compelled. This is what I want more than anything.
Then remember it well.
So what do you think that symbol means, Trax? As he just points over his shoulder, just getting in the way of Trax.
I'll let you know when I know. I'm still working on it. I'll get there.
You'll need to either spend a short rest studying it, or cast an identify spell.
I was going to use an identify spell. I've got it on my...
That's as a ritual?
Yeah.
What, 10 minutes?
So it'll be 10 minutes.
Okay. What do the rest of you do while he's doing that?
Donar's been hanging in the back this whole time, really just trying to not make any noise and not fuck up the situation. So he is going to observe how this next period of time goes and help the person he thinks needs the most help. Okay. Silently, if he can.
Okay.
Bruno will eventually get bored watching him and stand up and just groan a bunch and be like,
I'm working, yes.
They'll just start to kind of wander the room and see if there are any other doors or any...
The only other door, I think it's open because I think you actually looked inside of it when you came down, is this one right here. And it just opens up into a ruined staircase going up that you can't... It's clogged.
Okay. And also just any, even just a coin purse or anything that isn't just rubble.
Make a investigation check. There's a lot 13. Of rubble everywhere. This is just...
Yeah. He'd kind of go through and just kick it around and move it with his staff and...
13. The only really interesting thing that you see is the altar on the ceiling in the western room.
Cool. He's gonna stay away from that.
Fang, anything?
Fang he's taken the book. He's standing at the door frame, kind of letting Kai be the front runner in terms of who speaks to Dazan and who's between us and Dazan. And just I'd say standing at the door frame opposite the undead, staring it down for intimidation purposes, and waiting for Kai's lead.
You're a cleric. Make a religion roll.
I'd love to.
That's my thing.
19.
This is a white.
Mm.
W-I-G-H-T.
Cool. Thank you.
Kai, anything else?
I'm just going to hold out my arm towards the hall and gesture. Show the way.
You sure you don't want to look at these tomes first?
There'll be plenty of time with that when we're done.
Okay. And Krintas goes out into the chamber, and they're moving together.
That is a pretty spiffy hat.
As he takes the lead and as he goes out and Kai goes, Fang slips out and immediately finds Brune.
Mhm.
And behind Dazan's back, he hands him the book and he says, "Guard this with your life. Dazan does not need to know who has it."
Make a stealth roll.
Do I need to also?
Can
Can I assist him?
Yes, I think you can assist him because your body is so wide, your total body.
Great.
I know I have disadvantage on stealth because of my armor of like moving quietly, but is something like this still? Do I still have disadvantage on it?
I tell you what, instead of stealth, make sleight of hand.
Oh, sick. So can I have advantage on it if he's
Yeah.
helping me?
Mhm.
Rad.
Magic show.
Cool, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Brune!
I do not know what you're talking about.
Wow, you guys are real
Uh,
subtle.
Also, on the way out, Donar, in an effort to be helpful, is going to grab a tome at random and bring it,
Okay.
just to see.
Nice.
Nice.
Even though he's
Roll-
not going to know anything to do with it.
It's like
roll
you grabbed a cookbook.
Oh God.
Yeah, roll a d4 for me.
Yeah, you got it.
Donar learns, like, the meaning of life.
Except the one book we need.
Alright.
That's a 4.
How to fix the rhyme.
Awesome chicken.
Okay.
Anti-oral book.
You can't understand the language on it. However, do you speak Elven at all? You don't, do you?
No, but let me see if I've written this down. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it. Donar's going to flip on his shutter shades and cast Comprehend Languages.
Hey!
Yay!
Yeah, there we
And
go.
I don't have the Draconic worked out for what he says, but it's real cool, I promise.
Cool. Okay. This book is entitled Ventatost. This book uses testimonials and conspiracy theories to piece together events leading up to the destruction of a Netherese city called Ventatost. Ventatost. Sorry, not toast.
How is that spelled?
Ventatost.
Okay.
And you'll have to spend more time reading it to get more information. But this is just from like reading basically the what's it called? The little flip, hardcover flip.
The
The
sleeve,
Cliff's Notes.
The leaf.
Yeah.
the leaf,
Yeah.
the fly leaf.
Yeah.
And Trax is going to lean over as Donar grabs that and says, "Vinditas, wonder what that's about."
Well, I can tell you, kind of, for 30 seconds.
Trax, it's not in Elvish, but it looks very similar to Elvish.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can't read it really. You can probably read the title. That's
It's like if I like spoke Spanish and like it's like in Latin, where it's like
Yeah.
a little
It's more-
bit.
it's more-
Romance
it's-
languages.
it's more similar to Brazilian
Portuguese.
Mm,
or
okay.
Portuguese.
I think it's
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
It's in Portuguese. It's about conspiracy theories.
It's an Elven Portuguese.
Okay.
Sorry for any listeners in Portugal.
Yes.
The simulacrum looks at all of you and says, I can cast the spell Levitate, but I definitely do not want to go first. This
Kai
body
just leaps down the hole.
Okay, let me get you there.
He does that.
You jump down, and it's about a 20 by 20 room, kind of curved on the northeast side of it. Rusty tableware, shattered plates, and broken chairs lie scattered on the floor amid two tables, one overturned and one on its side. As you land, crawling out from behind the tip table is a hulking 8-legged reptile with glowing eyes. Roll initiative.
Yep.
Oh, alright. Sexy.
The 8-legged reptile.
8-legged reptile.
Ooh,
I think out of character I know what that is.
I'm just gonna keep going as long as
Okay.
Man, classic.
Barun got a 13.
Brune got a 15?
13.
13, sorry. 13. Kai?
12.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad
Trax?
15.
Fang?
a happy little 6.
Donar?
Every 5 needs a friend.
10s across the board.
10. I need to add design. And I need to add... What's his name? Krintas. Okay, Krintas.
Krampus.
Reminds me of Vitas.
Yeah.
Like Russian opera singer.
Krintas holds an action in a basically protective stance against the simulacrum. And the creature... Is anybody currently looking down the hole right now?
Fang definitely is right on Kai's ass, about to jump down.
Which side of the
initiative.
hole were you? Like kind of the north side?
Oh, yeah. I guess if Trax is there, I would have walked around him to this.
Yeah, that's what I. Okay,
Roll 20,
okay.
that's
You.
north.
So I just want to make sure. Okay, Kai. Okay.
How big is
this? Is what happens. It runs at you. It's 8 legs, and as it comes around the table, you see a second one kind of come around the other side of the table.
Shit.
And they just try to their long jaws try to latch onto your limbs.
Sure.
One rolled a 22, and the other rolled a natural 20.
Oh, good.
Oh fuck! Okay.
Oh fuck! Okay,
fuck.
great.
I've never heard Ron say
Okay.
that. Oh, fuck.
I
Well,
don't think so either.
the first one
When the
Okay.
DM is nervous, get nervous.
that is 7 points. No, 7 plus 3, 10 points of piercing damage
Okay.
and 9 poison damage.
Okay.
The second one, the net crit 20. I haven't rolled a crit in combat in a while.
You haven't.
That's okay.
Okay.
I like
that
when
way.
you don't.
Not mad about it.
14, 17 points of piercing damage,
Whew.
and the poison is doubled as well.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Only 8. I rolled 2 1s in that 46.
That's all you needed. How do you want to
Okay.
do this, Ron?
Kai goes down.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Big whoop.
Okay. And it is Trax's turn.
All right, so I was probably a little bit distracted by the amulet that was tossed to me, so I probably didn't quite realize what happened, but I probably heard something immediately, and I will attempt to, probably without thinking, if I hear a noise, I'm going to probably immediately just jump down.
Okay. Right before you hear the noise happen, the identify spell goes off just because I forgot to tell you earlier. It is the control amulet for a shield guardian.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Be excited about that later.
So what do you do, Trax?
So I am going to, I'm gonna immediately hearing that something happened to Kai. I'm gonna say, "Oh shit, Kai's in trouble," and I'm gonna flip down. And as a bonus action, my helmet's gonna fly up and cover my face, and I'm gonna hop down.
Okay.
And you said it's about 15 feet. You said.
It's a 15-foot. Make an acrobatics roll.
All right.
'Cause
That
really
is
it's like
that's
20.
a 10.
It's fine.
Okay.
You kind of slide down like the 5 or 7 feet of and then drop the rest of the way because the floors are a little bit farther apart. But you land and you look and you see these 2 eight-legged lizards, and I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. First one is an 18. Second
Okay.
one is a 9.
Okay.
That's not good.
You suddenly, your body kind of freezes in place. You're restrained.
Okay. So I guess that'll be my turn.
Okay. And because you have your armor on, nobody else can see what's happening. So,
Oh god.
okay. Shiv.
Also hearing all the clatter, Shiv, who has been kind of doing his old man, bumbling around, kicking rocks, without missing a beat, like, stiffens up, swoops the scimitar on the end of his staff to make his Yikoa, and he's gonna jump down the hole as well. As he's falling, can he see any of these lizards?
You
I would
do
love
see-
to try to land on one.
You can land on the one to the north of the hole. Let me actually move tracks there. Oops, sorry. Tracks.
Is there a way I could try to land on it, like, spear down?
Yeah. Brune, you jump down, make an acrobatics roll.
Any chance it could maybe be athletics instead?
I'll give you athletics because it's you're kind of trying
Oh,
to jump
then
on.
25.
Oh, okay, you're fine. As you're falling, you see these two lizards make 2 Constitution saving throws.
That's a 14 and a 16.
You're fine. Make your attack roll.
Cool. Alright. The Yikoa is 15.
500-pound turtle. That I believe hits. Yeah. Its scaly hide. It kind of like takes a second. It's like you just hit as the Yikoa like lands into it. Roll your damage.
Damage is a 10.
Okay.
How big is this thing? Am I like
It is
mounting
a
it, or am I like? Okay, it's kind of our size.
It's your size. Yeah, medium-sized creature.
Great. Then I'm also going to lift the Yikoa and do it again, since with my extra attack.
Got it.
For a 21 to hit
Definitely hits.
and 11 damage.
Okay.
And then while I'm on it, I'm gonna action surge and stab it again.
Okay.
Nice.
For that's a natural 1. Damn it.
That's a miss. How much damage did you do in that second attack?
11.
11. Okay. Does action surge? Can you? That's just an action. You take your action again. So it's 2
One
attacks.
additional action.
One additional.
Oh, okay. So
Because you're
if
taking the attack action,
I can.
and you get 2 attacks.
Got it. Cool. Then 4 times is 18 to hit for the
That hits.
Yeah.
technically third damage.
Yeah.
For 7 more.
Okay. Yeah, you did some serious damage, and it's hurting. And kind of you hear yelp, and trying to back up a little bit, get away from your flurry of Yikoa attacks. Kai.
Before
Go
I'm
ahead.
done, I'm going to just yell, "There's 2."
Kai, make a death saving throw.
Okay. 19.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
there we go.
1 success. Okay. Donar.
Hearing the commotion, as a bonus action, Donar's going to turn to Fang and say, "Let's fuck it up, dude. You're doing great today." Giving him Bardic Inspiration, 1d6. And then Donar's going to jump down the hole using his reaction to slow fall.
Okay. No roll needed.
Hell yeah. Trying to land next to Kai if he can.
Oh, easily. Yes.
Awesome.
When you land, you see the 2 lizards. I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
You got it. Oh no. One was a 13, the other was a natural 1 for a 3.
Okay. Suddenly, you look at your hands, and you see your hands start to turn gray and rocky. You're currently restrained.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Very
but you look at it and you see your skin, the grayness starting to climb up, and you're slowly turning to stone.
okay.
Is this the same thing that happened to Trax? Just as I'm writing things.
Yes, but
this happened to
Mine's
Trax?
probably more
it
icy.
did, but you can't really see it because his armor's kind of covering up.
Yeah, I know Fang. Also, Fang hasn't seen any of this yet. It's just for my notes.
Well, if I manage to land right next to Kai, could I perhaps still cast a spell if...
You can still you're just restrained. You can do things. You just can't move.
Okay, cool. So... within...
You're still 5 feet away from the lizard. That one lizard north of Kai too.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, as much as he can with the limitations of movement, Donar's somehow going to get a hand touching Kai and saying, "Smoke is Viren, smoke is Viro." He's going to cast Cure Wounds,
Okay.
giving Kai 9 HP.
Okay. You are back up.
That's my turn.
Fang.
So Fang, no one up here to converse with anymore, right? Did Dazan go down the hole with Kai?
Dazan rolled a 6 on his initiative.
Oh, so with me.
Yeah.
Fang looks at him and he says, "Prove to me that you are not simply an empty vessel. Let us see what you can do." And on this, Fang does this combo where he claps his hands real quick. He goes and tosses them down, forces them down, and with that is Twilight Sanctuary. So the stars go bursting down the hole, and that's an action. Fang jumps into the hole, and as he's falling, uses his bonus action to throw his dark tendrils of darkness up the hole, and so now he's flying and hovers down the rest of the way, and doesn't actually land. He comes down the hole eerily slowly and just hovers above everybody else.
You are gonna have to teach me that, because that is the coolest thing I have ever seen. Oh my god, Fang, that is creepy as fuck. And Fang,
that is the end of my turn.
Well,
I
it
used
would
all
be,
of my
except that
shit.
you need to make as you come down far
yes,
enough,
yes.
you need to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh shit! They're both 5s.
Oh no!
Oh my
Two
god!
7s.
Oh my
You
god!
guys, come on!
You look and you
I did
see
the one.
the skin underneath some of the furrier parts of your body start to turn gray and become rocky and sandy. And you actually kind of just like land. You're actually, what do you use to fly? You can't move.
So
but this is a spell, right? So technically, you're using your spell-like abilities to move yourself currently.
Yeah, my Steps of Night magically give yourself a flying speed. So the way that I flavored it is the tendrils of darkness act as his like puppet strings that hold him like to the ceiling, and they kind of move with him.
So this is like a nicety, but you can still fly. Your legs stop moving. You can't move your legs. So if you land, you can't move. You're
so glad I did that.
Yeah. But you're flying, so you are okay. But you just feel your body slowing down as it slowly turns to stone. Dazan.
And I'm sorry, that is the end of my turn, but my Twilight Sanctuary is up, so I'm going to give myself 12 temporary hit points.
Nice. Okay. Levitate. Oh, no. Featherfall. He has Featherfall. You'd rather do that. It is a reaction. He can cast it on his turn. So he jumps off, casts Featherfall on him and lands, let's see, down below. I'm going to move them up here, but they're actually kind of like, it's getting really crowded in this corner right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and he is going to, he's going to do Magic Missile, and he fires it off at the hurt Basilisk. 3 darts of light. 5, 4, and 5. 14 points.
Sweet.
Nice.
And they land. The lizard is quite hurt, but still barely up. Both the Zon and the white need to make a saving throw. And they both do. Okay.
At the end of Dazan's turn, Fang grants him 11 temporary hit points.
Okay. Krintos takes up a protective stance in front of the Zon and holds his action, ready to strike at anything that comes close to the Zon. Okay. The Basilisk, the one that attacked Brune, is going to try to bite him for... That's a 18.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, no, because I don't have my shield out, because I'm using the vehicle.
9 points of piercing damage plus 11 points poison damage. Okay, and the other one is going to try to take out Kai again with a natural 1 on the bite.
Nice.
And that's a miss.
Good.
So they kind of like does a little like circle. It tries to bite and snaps angrily and does a little circle, trying to encircle itself to protect its body. The other one is kind of scrambling, trying to get away from Fang. Fang's there too. So Fang and Brune. And it is Trax's turn. You have to make... You failed, right?
Yeah.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Don't fail this.
A 16.
Okay. You manage to shake off. And suddenly you see the gray, stony texture disappear from your body. What would you like to do?
So, would I know what these are?
Make a history check.
12.
12. I mean, you've heard of cockatrices and medusas.
Okay, so same.
You know what these
I know the
it's-
same basic. I know kind of what happened, and I know basic.
Right.
What happened?
Right.
So
Yes.
with that, I am going to fumble through my kit on my pouch, and I'm going to pull out my thieves kit, my thieves tools, and I'm going to pull out. There's a small mirror, and I'm going to hold it up to my face, and I'm going to avert my eyes down, and I'm going to say, "Is everyone all right?" And that'll be my turn.
Okie doke. Okay. Make insight check, Trax.
A 4.
4. Okay.
At the end of your turn, you get 10 temporary hit
Thank you
points.
very much.
Shiv, you made all your saving throws, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Brune he just got bit, but he's gonna kind of shake it off with a grunt and use Second Wind to give himself 8 more hit points. He'll kind of mumble in Trax's direction of just, I don't know what's happening to them. And then he's gonna go for his Yukawa attacks against this same basilisk, which is a 9 to hit for the first attack
9 misses.
and a 19 for the second.
That will hit.
For just 5 damage.
Okay, it's still up, but barely hanging on. Anything else, Shiv?
He'll call out, "Someone finish this one."
Okay.
9 temporary hit points for Brune.
Okay. Kai, did you make your saving throws when you came down?
I immediately got knocked
Went down.
So.
He didn't have the
Okay.
chance.
Because you didn't die, you need to make another saving throw.
Yeah, it's cool. Constitution.
Constitution. The DC is 12, just so you know.
That is a 6.
You see Kai, you look over, and suddenly his body, grayness, cracking. And he's just standing there, a statue. All his belongings completely stone.
Oh my god.
Super.
Donar.
At the end of his turn, he gets 10 temporary hit points,
Okay.
I guess.
I guess.
Hey, buddy, that's something, right? We're having a good
Pat on the
day.
back.
Donar.
All right. I failed one of mine earlier. Do you need me to make a...
You need to make another saving throw, yes.
Gotcha.
Oh, shit.
Alrighty. That's a 13.
Okay, you shake off, the grayness disappears, and you just see like bits of like pebbles and like dust, stone dust fall from your body.
Ugh, gross. So, damage control. Donar is going to move through Kai's space and end up in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't provoked an opportunity attack yet.
Correct, yes.
Which was the one? Is it this one to the west? That's
Is the
not
one
like-
that is barely up, yes, currently.
Okay.
On death's door.
So what we're gonna do is bonus action, something that maybe Donar's done recently, but I don't think I've done in a couple months. Spend a key point and summon the old arms.
Hell you.
Which look about this color,
Ew.
blackish purple.
Nice.
Starbucks
Color of the dice.
which just she nailed. And they both need to make. God, I haven't done this in so long. A dexterity saving throw to beat 12.
Okay. It's a 14 for the first one, that hurt one. And the second one rolled a 19, so 18.
All right, well that's not what I thought was going to happen. So, with his action, Donar is going to draw the frying pan and try to whack the hurt one.
Okay.
That's going to be. How's it? A natural 1? Is that going to
That will
hit?
miss, unfortunately.
Great. Killing it. Trax, to
Bummer.
answer your question, I feel real bad.
Okay, Fang.
Donar, at the end of your turn, 12 temporary hit points.
Thank you.
I'm rolling well on these hit
Yeah,
points.
you are. What do you roll for that?
D6, and then I add 6.
Oh,
Nice. Fang, you failed to save, correct?
Sure did.
Make a saving throw, DC 12, Constitution.
That's a 15.
You shake off the effects of the petrification.
Woo!
Nice.
I am going to, assessing the situation, can I determine whether or not this affliction, obviously see the Kai is turned to stone. Is this a lesser restoration situation? Or
You
is
think it
something
might
bigger
be a
than that?
greater restoration situation.
Well, I'm not that great yet, so I'm gonna use my action, or I'm gonna use my movement to swoop low and swoop directly in front of Kai, centering him in my radius of my aura, my Twilight Sanctuary. But I'm still not gonna touch the ground, but I am going to cast. I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
Which is, so I call forth spirits of the dead, which flit around me for the spell's duration. Until the spell ends, any attack I make deals extra 1d8 when I hit a creature within 10 feet of me. And then I get to choose the damage type. When I cast the spell, I'm choosing Radiant.
Nice.
Now, any creature that takes this damage cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Nice.
And then also there's a speed reduction, but we'll see what happens. So the way this manifests, they're spirits of the dead, and my spirit guardians is like the black holes, very much like Ghost. The spirit shrouds are actually humanoid. I'm gonna say they're it's just the like kind of invisible, in quotations, like a see-through transparent body shape of all different. You got humans, gnomes, halflings, dragonborn. There's no features on them, no clothes, no facial features, just like completely dead-faced bodies that kind of appear around me and Kai and just kind of stand there waiting for what have you. So that's a bonus action. I've summoned those, and as an action,
You hear a Dazan say as you do this, and the spirits kind of pop up. You hear Dazan say, I think Valen would really like you.
not gonna say anything to that right now because I'm not sure who that is.
Yes,
Gonna,
Valen.
how far away are the bacilli?
Basilias.
Basculin.
The one that is hurt is here, and the one that knocked.
Oh, so this room is to scale. We're pretty close.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm within 10 feet of them, and I am going to, for the first time in the campaign, Fang pulls out his secondary weapon, which in his robes he pulls out from two sides. One looks like a very short quarterstaff. The other one looks like it's got like a spear on the end of it, but it also has kind of like a bell in front of the spear. And he snaps them together and gives them a twist. And that is a spear, but it's a candle snuffer.
Nice.
Oh, that's so
You just
cool.
put over a flame.
Yeah.
But the edge of it has a point, so it's like, like that you can cut the wicks and things with. And he takes that spear and he just launches it at the one closest here next to Donar.
So that one has not been hit yet. So
Cool. So I'm using it as a range weapon. It's an 18 plus modifiers to hit.
that hits. Yes.
Good form.
And now, I'm sorry, it's also versatile, one-handed, two-handed. When I'm throwing it, which damage do I do?
It's probably one-handed.
One hit, you got it.
Yeah.
That's gonna do, could be better. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that, because it's within 10 feet of me, it is also going to take an additional, off the table, 7 points of radiant damage.
Nice. Okay.
And also, because I hit it, in addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you, so I'm going to choose the same one. When it starts its turn, its speed has been reduced by 10 feet
Excellent.
until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That was a lot.
That's awesome, though.
Keep my temporary hit points.
Okay.
'cause
Dazan is going to... I think he's going to cast his cantrip, which is... It's just a shocking... No, it's an acid splash. Okay.
retconning how I'm flavoring that, so the extra radiant damage, one of those bodies, like as the spear goes, one of the bodies follows it in like a really like a blur of light, just like towards it and goes through the enemy, and a new body of a different race has taken its spot, just kind of appeared into existence around Kai and I.
Got it.
Oh, nice.
That's really cool. That's really, really cool.
I really love flavoring spells. Man. It's like my favorite part of this.
Same.
Okay. They have to make dexterity saving throws. And they fail. And so the first basilisk has to that's enough to kill it. So this basilisk is dead. As the bubble of acid just kind of lands on it and burns through its skin, it's hissing and falls down and just kind of wraps itself into a ball and moves no more. And the other one, what's his DC? 13. That's a fail too. 2d6 acid damage for 5 points. Quintess holds his action to protect the simulacrum. The basilisk that is left is going to try to bite Donar for a natural 2.
Hey.
And because it is... There's no windows in this room, I don't think. Okay. Because it just missed so badly, he's actually going to run away. Because, Brune, you're kind of you're within 5 feet. You're just in a weird position.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should put myself on top of him or what.
Yeah, it's fine. You can do it now if you want.
Cool.
But you were basically kind of in the same, like close to the same spot. But he kind of tries to run away. Donar and Brune, you can make.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Since I have 2 attacks per action, can I attack him twice?
You
or
only
is
get
it just
to
the one?
only do once because this is a reaction. It's not an
Of course.
action.
Yeah.
That's a 15 for Donar with the frying pan.
That hits.
And 18 for me.
Okay, that hits
Alrighty.
too.
I'd love to try. Can I do a superiority dice to do a trip attack at it?
You
as
can't
well?
because that's part of your action.
Gotcha.
You're using a reaction to make one melee attack. That's how.
This does say when I hit with a weapon attack is how the maneuver is stated. Just so that that's
okay.
fine.
Let me do some research on that, but I think it only really counts when it's your turn.
Okay, cool. Then I do 8 damage.
And I do 7 damage.
And it is hurting pretty badly now. Okay, and it continues to move, and it just kind of like has nowhere to go, so it's just cowering in the back corner, hissing at you. Trax.
So Trax is he's gonna kind of glance, trying to avert the eyes of the basilisk, but he's gonna see that it's running away, and he's gonna say, "Oh, you're going."
Let me take that back. I'm gonna retcon this a bit. When it gets back, it looks up at the mirror because I had the other one looking at you because you were closer to it, but now it sees the mirror and it thinks it's a rival, and it's like it like looks at you all over you scared, then it sees the mirror, and it has to make a saving throw.
Oh, sweet.
Why, you hit yourself?
And it rolls a natural 2.
Yeah!
And you look over, and suddenly the basilisk, like,
Yes. Oh, I love that.
and it's starting to turn to stone. But it's not. It's still now. Trax does his stuff. You're just holding out the.
I'm holding out the mirror. I'm not really looking until the last second, but I'm gonna say, "You're going nowhere, you octopedal son of a bitch!" And he's gonna fling a lightning bolt at him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Well, that first one wasn't as great. It's a 12.
That misses.
All right.
It kind of
All right,
kind of impacts the wall.
I'm not really looking. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Okay, that was
Technically, if you're not looking you're at
well,
disadvantage.
I like look at the last second. I like.
Oh, okay.
like,
Okay.
That last one was a 27.
Okay. You hit, and you look at it, but you didn't have to make the saving throw. So.
All right, that's gonna do 8 points of damage, and I'm gonna supercharge it for another d6. And that is gonna be 2 points, so 10 total.
Barely still up. Shiv.
Brune kind of clocks that he's definitely not feeling good, and he's also turning into stone, so he's gonna slowly walk at him, almost pitifully, but just like, just gonna put this fight to an end, and he's gonna attack for the first time. The first one's a 14 to hit.
14 misses, actually.
Drat.
It bounces off its scaly hide.
Then I'll go for another attack that's maybe a little more in a spot that isn't slowly turning into stone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a 19 to hit
Definitely hits.
There we go.
for 11 damage.
Brune, the final blow is yours.
He notices that the stone is starting to happen kind of towards the further extremities of the body, so he's just going to go for a clean spear through the heart. Pull
Okay.
it out. He's not showing off at this point. He's almost kind of pitying the creature, but he just wanted to finish this fight.
You pierce its heart, and its blood kind of comes out and like wets the scaly hide, and you see it kind of the legs buckle and it go down. And as you pull the Yakuwa out, the rest of its body just turns to stone, and the blood turned to stone as well. So it was like a little statue.
Well, are we all right?
As it dies, so to speak, Fang does a quick snap around 180 degrees to look at Kai. He's still floating, and as he does, all the bodies also full focus looking at Kai. He hasn't dropped the spell yet.
Yeah.
You hear Dazan go, "Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, we could be good. It's like fun sometimes, but we gotta focus on Kai, probably. Dazan, read the room.
Fang floats in toward him. As he floats in, he lets the bodies of see-through light like fade away, and he just softly says, "Kai, tell me you're in there."
No response.
I don't think he. We need. If we could just take a moment.
Fang whips around, still floating. He says, "I had hoped that when the creature was defeated, that the spell would end, or the condition would cease. But what are we to do down here?" And he looks at Dazan in kind of an angry panic, and he says, "Will you do something about this?"
I am no cleric, but I'm barely a mage right now. But perhaps the Netherese, the chamber might be able to help him.
Fang, as he says, "I'm no cleric," Fang floats over to him quickly. He says, "Is that an implication? I am a cleric. I cannot handle this right now. I need someone that is qualified. Are you qualified?"
He looks a little scared. He looks a little timid.
Yeah, Fang's intense right now. He's still floating. He's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
He's just going, but he's mad.
And he looks at you and says, perhaps one of the books, maybe we can, there's that altar to Mistra upstairs. Perhaps we can do something like, I don't know. There's so much magic in this spire and so much more magic in the Lost City. Perhaps something is here that can help him.
Brune's gonna kind of look at Fang with the sort of the implication of like spellbook ? Who
has the spellbook? You do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fang, what spells do you have? What do you have at your fingertips right now?
Once Trax talks to Fang, he drops to the ground, considers for a moment, and he says, "I do not believe that I can handle this in my current state." He says, he thinks on it, and he says, I think if I had some time to rest and consider that I could come up with something to remove a curse, something of the sort, but if it is something restorative, I'm afraid I'm not qualified.
Make a investigation, Fang.
Me?
Yeah.
Skills.
17.
You have heard, like, in your studies, you have heard also that in addition to, like, healing potions, there are potions that might be able to reverse petrification as well. They're actually made from the stomach juice of a basilisk.
Fang will share that knowledge with some sort of Deus Ex Machina idea that he says, "But wait."
Are they stone right now?
The one is, the other is not.
Oh.
And Fang will
What's
get
your idea? What do you have?
a furrowed brow, and he'll walk over to the basilisk remaining and just explain something along the lines of he remembers that the basilisk stomach juice can create a serum
It's like healing. You're like your study of potions, healing potions, and things like that.
I think that maybe we can make an anti-petrification potion, so to speak, from the source, so to say.
All right, well, help. I'm assuming I could probably, if this creature has any rhyme or reason to anatomically towards a normal animal, I feel like I could probably locate the stomach and
I could do it. You know how many freaking animals I've butchered over the years?
There we go. Perfect.
Since like whole sides of beef. I was gonna say, Fang, maybe if it's a potion, that's cool. But what if this is not a joke? I know jokes sometimes. What if it was more like a soup? I don't know. No, you
considers that. Yeah, Fang considers that for a moment. Is there a roll that I can do, Ron?
Is anybody proficient in herbalism kits or alchemist kits?
I am proficient in alchemist.
So am I.
There you go.
Proficient in herbalism.
Okay, either one would work for this, and it would take a minimum of 12 hours to make.
Well, it seems like we have quite a bit to do here. I feel like we set up shop, make sure that it's safe. We set up shop, and Kai's not going anywhere. I think he's probably pretty safe.
I'm not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
This
This gentleman's not going anywhere.
Should I try to lift him, or should we...
maybe don't touch him at all.
Leave him.
I don't want you to chip a finger and then he's missing a finger.
The transference chamber is just down the hallway from here.
I'd hate for us to split up and something go awry.
Why don't
we've been through so much.
How's this sound? We leave Kai here. I feel like he's in no danger. We go, we see if there's anything in the other room, together, and we see what we can work out.
I feel like somebody should keep watch over Kai, just in case.
Yeah, Fang says, you work out what you must, but I will not leave his side in this state.
To be fair, Fang, you seem more knowledgeable about any magics you may find down the hall. Maybe I can stay and physically protect Kai.
I think that's a good call. He's got the shell, a lot of protection.
Fang considers it for a second. He's already close to Kai, and he looks him in the eye best he can, and says, "Fine."
Fang, do you have a spare tiny hut?
And he goes to making that. Takes a minute.
That'll buy them 8 hours of protection.
So what do? You cast the tiny hut?
Yes, yeah. I'll cast the tiny hut, and I'll say to Brune, I'll just say, his life is in your hands.
Are we in the hut?
Fang can specify who can be in the hut. It includes Fang, but if you don't want to have everybody be part of that,
maybe subtract
if we're not,
2 people.
Brune would kind of nudge Fang in, just to let's talk real quick.
Fang will approach.
Should I continue to hold the book, or should I give this to one of you to go down the hall?
I think you can keep it.
Very well.
And Fang will turn around and kind of in the ritual include everybody in the party except the undead creature.
Got it. But you're including the Zon. You are.
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Right.
Okay. But right now, the only people who are going to be inside the hut currently at this moment are Brune and Kai's statue. Correct?
Well, I feel like I should probably stay with Brune at least to start on the butchering. If you think that should get a jump start.
Yeah, Fang says, I think that's smart. And also, retconning, Dazan is not allowed in this hut.
Sounds allowed.
After I said it, I'm considering it. No.
Revoked! Okay.
If you'll allow me.
Of course.
It takes a minute. In the minute, he considers it.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the minute, he's like, nah. Bad idea, Fang. So, yeah, Fang, he'll say, I think that is a good idea. Get started on the antidote.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll do what I can.
Okay. At the end of 3 hours, you'll need to make a cooking roll at advantage.
All right.
Butchering. So actually not at advantage because it's a monster, so you don't really know where the anatomy is on this thing. So because it's a monstrosity.
You want me to go ahead and do that?
No, I want to see what everybody else is going to do first.
Okay.
So what is everybody else going to do?
Well,
yeah, if Trax is taking the lead on,
Yeah,
on
Trax is, I guess he's gonna make his way.
Are you ready to go? Let's go. I'm excited. This is. I'm very excited to get back to my old self. I can't wait to meet myself.
All right. I
I'm
suppose
intrigued to meet that person as well.
we'll follow your lead. We'll lead the way.
He goes to the southern door and opens it. Okay. And he gets down to
Where are we going?
the hallway down here. You just
Okay.
jumped right in there.
And with the wrong way.
Fang's going to. There's a door to the south, and at the end of the hallway is a door to the north. There again, there's still, and these doors remind you, everything's upside down, so you're having to step over. You have to help Fang. Actually, if you're in, are you in your big armor form? You're not. You're
No, I'm in my.
You have to get somebody to kind of help you over or climb.
Yeah,
over.
it's like my more sleek armor.
Dazan's simulacrum gets to the door and opens it and heads inside, followed by the white.
We'll follow too, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, Fang is behind Trax closely.
Yeah, he keeps kind of glancing up. Trax keeps kind of glancing up to make sure that you're right there.
The walls of this chamber are inscribed with interconnected runes and marred with cracks. What is now the ceiling bears similar inscriptions that swirl inward, converging around a golden crystal disc 5 feet in diameter. Along the walls is this giant purple tentacle that goes from the floor to the ceiling, and you see little bits of purple tendril attaching to the golden disc that's on the ceiling.
So safe to assume that is the soul transference device the aforementioned.
It appears as if some of the runes in the fall of the spire from the floating city became non-functional. My creator made a deal with these mind flayers to give him a device which will help him fix somewhat. I have a faint memory that it's not quite complete, but I have every confidence he got close.
As he's explaining,
as he finishes that sentence, a ghostly figure appears of an illusion of a wizard. Appears upside down in the far corner of the room, standing on the ceiling. It appears to be the same long-faced human wizard depicted in the statues just inside the spire's entrance. It begins speaking in a strange, possibly forgotten language. Donar, you actually hear this from down the hallway, and you understand it because the spell is still active.
Oh, nice.
The rest of you do not understand this.
Okay.
The words are Donar. Behold my masterpiece. Here can illusions be made real, shadows become substance. Create your illusion, let it stand atop the crystal disc, and watch my rune chamber do its work.
Would Donar get the sense that he's understanding this because of the spell?
Yes.
Okay, so he's gonna kind of lean his head out of the hut and be like, "Yo, y'all want me to translate for that?
Please do. That was gibberish.
I got it, and I feel like smarter than ever before.
You're very smart.
You're so nice. All right, here we go." And Donar will recount to the best of his ability.
Oh,
Okay.
Let me know if you need it again.
Thank
I'm
you.
down here.
Will do.
Ron, I'm sorry, before we go any further, as we enter the room and as he starts explaining that, Fang would like to telepathically reach out to the slug on his ear, and he's gonna say to him, "You used to work in the Mind Flayer's toolbox. You obviously know something about this technology. I need you to verify everything that he is saying to me, whether it is truthful or not, and I need you to explain to me if it is safe or not to use this device."
You feel a sensation of assurance, and you feel a little pat, pat, pat on your ear.
And he says, and telepathically, just as all that's happening, Fang is like tuned into this thing, and at the end of it, he'll just say, "Thank you so much."
You actually hear a little tiny squeak.
All that is silent.
So if I'm to understand this device correctly, if you were to place yourself on this golden disc, you would then become the Wizard Dazan.
Yes, because I am currently shadow. I'm currently illusion. One of the two of you are the life spark, which will activate the golden disc. No harm will come to you. I promise. I know that much. I know very strongly in my Swiss cheese of a head right now, Swiss cheese of a brain right now. But I think it would work for any illusion.
All right. So okay, Fang. If you need one life spark, I think it should be me, because if something were to go wrong, I put my faith in Fang's hands that he will take care of me if something were to go wrong.
And
I think
Zahn looks at you and says, "I mean, do we want to test it on you?"
I don't like the term "test it on me." I prefer an experiment on a hypothesis. But why not? Why not?
You look at them. This looks like when you were working on the gnome Ceramorph's vessel. A lot of this looks like the same technology, like with the tentacle and the tendrils and stuff. That you understand. The runes, you have no earthly idea what any of them mean. It's beyond you.
Fang raises a finger and he says, "So if you were to step into this chamber, so to speak, you would become Dazan, because you are a shadow of Dazan."
Yes.
I understand. What happens, can you tell me, if something were to walk into this chamber that did not match its original shape?
Well, that's the thing. If like it tries to, from what I understand, it tries to match as close as possible
to the vessel's current state,
yes,
or to the original state.
So I might get my body back.
It could be either. I don't know. It depends on how many iterations. Let me make a Arcana check for him. Oh, 18. Okay. He looks at you and says, "I believe, because it would be drawing. I think if you were in a body that looked like your old body, I believe that you would come back in that body. But I think currently, the body that you're currently in is what would become real, because that is what is underneath."
This is what I feared, Trax. I'm not sure. I fear that this will make this.
But who knows
permanent.
what could happen? I mean, there's so much of Netherese technology and magic that mageology I just do not understand currently, because I'm an empty vessel.
You know, as much as I loathe the kobold body, it is much better to have a living, breathing body than this animated ice cube.
Yes, and I suppose your previous form was just as permanent as anything, and the soul can be transferred again, can it not? And he looks at
I hope
Dazan
so
as well when he says that. How many times can a soul be transferred?
A soul is quite hardy, I believe. I mean, you're the one with the spiritual knowledge.
And Fang kind of looks away, and he says, "My experiences on souls are," his voice cracks as he says souls, "underdeveloped as of yet. I'm still figuring out my own."
Aren't we all?
And he looks back at Trax and he says, "This is your risk to take, and I assure you that should you take it, I am here."
Can any of you cast a minor illusion spell? We could test it that way too.
I cannot.
Cannot currently either.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's experiment.
Fang with high eyebrows.
I didn't come all the way to Icewind Dale, all the way to this lost spire, to be stopped now.
If I know anything, Trax, it is that you are much smarter than I am.
Thank you.
Fang steps back.
All right, how do I do this?
Okay, the life spark needs to not come from you. It needs to be given by someone else. And it's just a little spark of energy. I believe that, if my memory serves me right, the creator was planning on having somebody stick its arm in that thing, the tentacle. He points to the slimy purple goo.
Fang immediately walks up to it without any hesitation, and he sticks his arm out kind of awkwardly, and he says, "Where now?"
Just right there where that hole is with the teeth.
Fang, are you sure? And you are positive that you or your white friend cannot do this?
Undead have no soul.
All right.
And I have nothing.
All right. How do I get up there?
And says, "We do this together."
Just stand underneath. It is a column.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Fang sticks an arm in.
You feel a little pinprick, and you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Worth
and
it.
Suddenly, a golden beam of radiant energy beams down from the ceiling and hits the floor. Trax, what do you do? Are you underneath it?
I am underneath it.
Okay, and it hits you and washes over you. I would like you to roll a D100.
I'm so nervous. 92.
Okay. Suddenly, you're not cold anymore. Suddenly, you've
it's
got
working.
Your kobold body back. You feel blood pumping, and you're fucking cold. You're cold as shit.
I think it worked. I think it worked.
And you see the Zon just light up, like, oh, it's gonna happen.
Flashes a big toothy grin.
And you see like the tendrils, the purple tendrils, kind of like flash light. And you see runes lighting up. And you see runes kind of like hitting like some of the runes that are broken, so that the energy hits it and it kind of rebounds in an unexpected direction. And you see it kind of like coming up, and it kind of sparkles, and little sparks of light kind of fall down, and all around you Trax. And it fades away. And Dazan is just sitting there, like his hands like little balled up in a fist, and he's like, "My turn."
All right, try it. I think it worked.
You feel back to a kobold body.
Never thought I'd be so happy to be back in this stupid body.
Fang says, "You look good."
Thank you. I feel good. Thank you.
Dazan says, "You all have helped me so much. Should we wait until your friend Kai is better before I do this? I know that Kai was interested in talking to Dazan, and I'm afraid that honestly, if my creator is an asshole, he may just want to leave, and Kai would never get to talk to him.
That is a good point.
If I can stop him from doing that, I would feel horrible if my creator just left without helping him."
Fang, big smile on his face. He walks up to him and he points at his chest and he says, That is not an empty vessel. Thank you."
And you see he smiles.
He says, "Come, join us. We will wait for Kai together."
Okay. Donar, make your cooking roll.
Is this just a roll for extracting the stomach, or for the whole thing?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's the
All right, here we go. Up, went off the table. We're gonna try that again. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a 25.
Oh yeah. you like are able to like really pin back the folds, and you find you can see the whole digestive tract. It actually has 2 stomachs, and you're able to like get both of them. So
while I'm in there, we don't have to go through the whole recipe if you don't think we have time. But while I'm in there, Donar's going to make sure to trim some of the fat that he finds as much as he can, because that's going in the potion.
Okay.
And while he's doing this, Donar, making sure that he's talking quietly, is going to say to Brune, I like this simulacrum, dude, but I can't help but think that, I don't know, maybe I've just been hurt before, but I don't fully trust him. He's, like, so nice, you know? You know what I mean?
I have a feeling he is the nice one, and the other who takes over will not be.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to meeting Bro, you know? It's not going to be fun.
At least we outnumber him.
Yeah, that's true.
Fang and Trax come back. You're in the hut currently, right? So you see them come back through the magic walls, and Trax is back to his like kobold body.
He kind of struts back in. He's like, ha da 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 da.
Yeah, dude. You look freaking great.
Thank you, thank you.
So
Wagging his tail.
Pretty much, yeah.
do we think it worked? Like, do you feel normal?
I feel pretty normal. I feel great.
Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome.
I feel cold. And now I feel
good.
nice and comfortable, and I'm not melting.
That's really awesome, dude. This is a good
This is
a
a good
better
day.
day.
This is a great day. You know
made
what?
a great roll, by the way.
Did I?
What happened to the wizard?
Oh, he's still in there, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna hope that Kai, we can get Kai back to normal before we bring the wizard back.
Well, yeah, we got a stomach. We got some ingredients. I'm ready to start brewing a potion soup.
You don't think he's just going to do it on his own?
He can't do it on his own. He needs us.
Oh.
That's the tricky caveat.
Well, very good. Donar found 2 stomachs.
I got 2 stomachs. I'm gonna make a double batch. Bottle one up in case someone gets stoned again.
Good call.
Who's going to make? You have to have the alchemist or the herbalist. If the alchemist is more apropos to this roll, so herbalist would have to roll at disadvantage, but the alchemist would not.
I have alchemist supplies, and this is something I've been flavoring in my head, but I've been meaning to ask. So I've got alchemist supplies and cook's utensils, which I've been thinking of as like the knives and wooden spoons and things. But in my head, the alchemist supplies for Donar have been like the actual ingredients, the flour and sugar and yeast and things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
that totally fits. So I like that.
All right, I've got a recipe in mind, and I can do it with my alchemist supplies, which I have a proficiency in.
Okay. The DC is 13.
Okay.
It takes the entire contents of the stomach, one stomach, to attempt
all right.
this.
So he's going to look at...
And the potion will be ready. Like, you're basically making the recipe, and then it has to brew for 9 more hours, and then it'll be ready to go.
I have a cooking question that doesn't have to go on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just want to know how magical the frying pan is. Because if you boil something acidic in a regular cast iron, it just destroys the inside. And the stomach lining is acidic. So
yeah, you would not want to use your the cast iron. No.
All right.
Snap. Paul, you're brilliant.
Thanks, Matt. Well, that's why you don't...
this is a PSA also.
Yeah, also, don't make like a marinara sauce in a cast iron, because it's just going to leach iron off the sides and turn it black and like destroy the inside.
Yeah.
So that's what you get in enamel walled Dutch oven.
Thank you.
The more you know.
And I've got other sauce pans, so I'll just use one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Enamel lined.
Yeah, you get some fire going.
Yeah. And so while he's doing that, Donar is going to look at Kai and say, Kai, I'm operating under the assumption that you can hear what we're saying. So this thing is going to be super acidic, but but I'm operating under the assumption that you can. So just so you know, I'm using plenty of fat from this animal to dilute the acid, and I'm throwing a little bit of sugar in as well, so as not to destroy your insides and give you weird poops, okay?
I think the poops are the least of his concerns right now.
I know, but once he's back, like they could be a big concern. Drinking stomach acid, bro. Also,
how do we feed it to him?
Is his mouth open?
Fingers crossed.
Fang, you would know that this would be like a tincture that is applied to the statue. Whatever's petrified.
I think that perhaps we can apply it to certain glands, certain spots around the corners of the mouth, and maybe the eye, the tear ducts, and he'll get it.
It gets
a thing.
All
it's
right.
not pretty, but it's the way it has to be done.
Well, we don't have to worry about his stomach lining, so that makes it a lot easier. Donar's going to get to work making a double batch.
Okay. So make your first roll.
Okay.
for the first batch.
Is this just the cooking roll, the performance?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
for you. It's a cooking roll. You already add your proficiency for cooking, but if you didn't have a cooking proficiency, you had a proficiency in your alchemy kit. You could add that proficiency instead.
Gotcha. Okay, just a cooking roll.
That's
another 25.
Hey!
Let's go, Starbucks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead and roll for the second one because you're making them at the same time.
Okay,
Not to be confused with the coffee conglomerate Starbucks. That's not who we're talking
that's
about.
true.
Starbuck on Twitter.
The other one's a 19.
19. They both. You have. This is a potion of stone to flesh.
Amazing. I'm going to
Fantastic.
bottle one up in an empty spice container.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in my stuff. I can add that later. This takes a while, you said, right? It's like simmering for 9 hours?
It takes 9 hours, so you all can take a rest or do whatever you need to do, or explore more if you want. Whatever
I'm
you
gonna
wanna
take
do.
out the psi crystal detector and see if I can find that thing.
Okay, it is clicking, and it's feel like it's like clicks louder, beeps louder when it points to the south.
Fang, will you come with me just in case there's something else?
Fang does a sweep around the room real quick, picks up the spear that he had thrown earlier,
Mhm.
and kind of uses it as a staff right now. His mace is on his belt, and he says, absolutely.
All right,
Lead the way.
follow me, and I'll just
Okay.
follow. I do as the beeps command.
Okay, you get out in the hallway, and the beeps are coming from this area to the south. You go to the door.
I'll go to the door. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna kind of put my ear to the door,
Mhm.
make sure that I can't hear anything.
Make
Kind of do
perception
a little
check.
knock.
Yeah.
Check for traps.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna investigate everything. Or you said perception, right?
Yeah,
Well-
you said you're listening.
Yeah. So it's a 12.
12. You don't hear anything. The door is like the handle for the door is like way up in the air. because
Fang, can
it's
you-
upside?
You help me out. Yeah.
Yeah, Fang does all the high stuff.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
The door opens up, not locked at all, and you head inside.
Well, it's seemingly empty.
The bed in this room is upside down on the floor. Its rotted blankets peeking out from underneath the disintegrating mattress. Mounted to the north wall is a tall, cracked mirror in a stone frame that merges seamlessly with the surrounding wall. Lying underneath two dirt-clogged windows is a partially crumbled, rime-covered human skeleton in the tattered shreds of a nightgown.
Well, I'm sorry about that guy. But I'm gonna see if I can find this thing.
As Trax walks into the room, Fang grants him Eyes of the Night,
Thank you.
dark vision.
Okay. Where are you looking?
So I'm just gonna point the thing up and kind of just walk around the room, I guess.
It appears to be coming from this back corner right here. There's like behind the bed a little bit.
Okay.
But you look and you don't see anything.
I'm gonna see if I can find any like hidden compartments, maybe on like the ceiling floor, and just kind of
You
like
start kind of
Fang, can you help me out? Can you give me a boost?
Yeah, Fang picks him up
Okay.
on armpit style.
Fang, make a perception roll.
11.
11. You lift him up and you kind of take a step into the alcove a little bit to help him get higher, and you stub your toe on something.
I suppose it doesn't hurt. Fang's wearing boots, but
Yeah.
he looks down.
You see nothing.
Trax, he doesn't make too much note of that. He kind of goes on as his business, and that when Trax is finished,
Tracks. You're kind of feeling the ceiling. There's nothing. You hear the clicking noise is getting like slower as you go.
All right, maybe I'll check. Let me check the ceiling then. The ceiling floor. The floor.
Fang will put him down, and as he does, casts See Invisibility.
And you see a chest.
Perfect.
And it has a built-in lock. It's a 25-pound chest, and it looks really, really well preserved for this area. I mean, from like everything's just destroyed and falling apart and rotting, and this looks like it has no disintegration or anything falling apart from it at all.
What do you see? What's happening?
Fang's eyes have gone completely black as he does this, and he says, "It looks like there is something that we were not meant to find." And he points to the empty spot, and he says, "Right there is a very nice-looking chest." And Fang awkwardly takes a break there, because doesn't know another word for chest. And he says, I am no lock picker, but I suppose I can give it a shot. I'm the only one who can see it. So.
Well, actually, if it's invisible, and I'm trying to find it. I know I switched it over, but I think the goggles I could see invisibility, because I chose that for the Duragar.
Right.
I activate those. I activate on my helmet. I turn up and I just flip the little thing down.
You see the chest. It has a built-in lock.
All right, I will. I'll give it a try.
And Fang backs up.
Okay, make a dexterity check. Sleight of hand, I guess.
Sleight of hand. Oh, it's the same. It's a 10. I got a 10.
You do not get that lock open. You're like fumble around, and actually it does the Skyrim click, and your lock pick.
Yeah. Can I? You said it's about 25 pounds. I'll say, well, let's hope Kai wakes up soon. We'll take this with us. I'm gonna put the psi crystal detector around it to make sure
it's definitely inside.
Well, we'll take this. If we can't get it open, I'm sure those sauropods can.
Fang will hoist it up.
Okay.
Carry it.
And it's still invisible, so you're just kind of like, once your see invisibility wears off, you're just kind of like carrying something 25 pounds, but there's like nothing in your hands. You get back to the basilisk chamber, and to pass the time, the brews are almost ready to go.
All right, Kai, it's good. It's gonna happen so soon.
So is it implied we all took maybe a long rest?
You can take a long rest.
Cool.
Fang and Trax basically did all that in the first hour, and then take 8 hours to long rest. So everybody has healed.
Sweet.
And gotten your spells back, including Dazan.
Don't like that.
Don't care for that at all.
The brew is complete.
Donar he's not taste testing it like he normally would, but by wafting, he's going to infer
the
that.
The one that you rolled a 25 on actually smells of cinnamon.
Oh, it's crazy. I didn't put any spices in there at all. Kai, if you were going to taste these, they were going to be super bland because I didn't want to, dilute the effects. But don't worry. You're going to smell like cinnamon. And Donar would leave. I guess the hut's gone. It probably disappeared within the
8 hours later. Boom.
So
actually would have disappeared in the middle of the 8 hours because you cast it before you went over to the chamber.
Well, freaky. It's gone. All right. Everyone, soup's on.
Let's cross our fingers.
So you know that you need to apply it topically.
Yeah, Fang will, when he comes in, he sets the invisible chest down with a thud.
What's that, dude?
Oh, it has the psi crystal in it. It's an invisible chest we found.
Oh, word. No more questions.
And Fang, he'll hold his hands out for the soup.
It's a hot pot. It's a hot pot. Be careful.
Soup serum. Fang will use his cloak that he's fashioned around his waist as a holder for the hot pot. And in his herbalism kit, he'll pull out some sort of applicator, and he'll blow on a little bit, and he'll put it on the applicator and apply it to various spots around
wherever the potion touches him, it like starts the stone starts to pull back and reveal flesh and clothing, and like 'cause all of his belongings turn to stone as well. And after about 5 minutes, Kai, you become conscious and aware of cinnamon
As Fang's doing that, he tests it on like his hand, like to make sure it's safe, and starts doing the rest of those. And then as he's applying them, he very slyly anoints him with the symbol of Fultus,
Nice. Okay.
just as a little flavor.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
And Kai, you feel whole again.
Kai doesn't say anything. He just kind of droops his head.
You're at your current hit points that you were at when you became
No rest.
no
Yeah.
rest. Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Britt, how do you feel? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You look over at Trax, and he's no longer a snowman.
It happened. We did it.
It
Good.
appears the magic works. We brought you back before bringing the wizard back.
I think I owe it to him to help him get back. But we wanted you to be here for it.
Dazan
Thanks.
comes up to you and says, "It was my idea. I knew that you wanted to talk to my creator. I couldn't just become him and leave.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it."
Well, for helping me, I will be your spark of life.
And Fang will hoist up the chest again to take it with them to the room.
Okay.
Brune would kind of stand guard just outside the threshold, keeping the door open to see, but he also is just kind of afraid of
It is
magic in
crowded.
general.
Yeah, it's crowded in here. And this room
And
is
yeah.
filled to
He's
the
definitely
brim.
the least caring
with
about
magic.
magic of the group.
Yeah. Fang, how long does see invisibility last?
1 hour, I believe.
So you see Dazan, and he's like, "Okay." He looks at you, Trax, and says, "I'm ready."
All right. And I'll put my hand...
Okay.
Hand
Into the orifice with the teeth. And you feel
oh,
the pinch.
ow, ow.
1 point of damage.
Can I ready an action before we do this?
Yeah.
I would like to ready the strongest one I got, a 3rd level hold person.
Okay.
Should
Yeah.
he charge at us or be
Krintos has had a
malicious?
held action for the last 12 hours. So.
Talk to his doctor, man.
Yeah, maybe if Fang has a tell on that, Brune would probably pick up on it and ready. He doesn't have his bow out, but he's fast enough that he could in an instant if he
Mhm.
wanted to, and ready a bow attack.
Okay. You put your hand into, and you feel the pinch.
Ow.
You take 1 hit point of
Mhm.
damage, and suddenly this golden light kind of washes over the tentacle, and spreads out through the tendrils, and you see it hitting the rooms. It's going in a different pattern, and it's that it was before. You notice that it's kind of like starting to circle up to, and you see Dazan. He's like, his form starts glowing. Trax, I would like you to roll percentile dice.
All right. Same thing.
Oh, no.
Here we go. That is a 36.
Okay. Suddenly, Dazan looks up at you and says, Kai, I'm sorry. And suddenly, his body balloons up, turns black, and just like anime, like weird, like gross, wet flesh erupts out of his body.
Ugh.
Everybody roll
Oh.
initiative.
Lord.
Ah,
As
Whoa.
this like black, icky tendrils, you see
oh God!
Canada!
Krintos like, "No!" And he draws his sword.
I'm getting Akira vibes. Has anyone seen Akira?
Mm-hmm. Brune, what'd you get?
Brune got a 10.
Kai?
An 8.
Kai, what is up with your dice?
It's a very, very good question.
Yeah, Trax.
14. No, wait, 15. Sorry, 15. I read 11 plus 4. I did math terribly.
Fang.
18.
Donar.
21.
Technically, Krintos's held action cannot go off because the trigger was if one of you harmed Dazan, and you did not. So, Donar.
For getting into specifics, no.
I had a held action as well, but it was if he came at us and what?
Because he's not attacking you yet, so
Right.
on his initiative, so
So do I still have that spell slot?
you do have the spell slot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm cool with that, really.
Okay. The spell. Okay. Donar.
Donar's gonna say, I knew, Brune knows, I knew some shit was gonna happen. And as a bonus action, Donar is going to spend a key point, summon the arms, and they need to both make a dex save to beat 12.
The creature that was designed rolled like a 7,
Nice.
and the white rolled a 15.
Okay, so he doesn't take anything, but the artist formerly known as Dejan takes a hearty 3 points of force damage.
Okay.
And with his action, Donar is going to send the same purple-black smoke as a breath weapon towards both of them. And they both need to make a con save to beat 13.
Okay. The pudding fails, and the Zong fails, and the white fails.
All right, so they're both going to take... Yeah, that's going to be 14 points of poison damage.
Okay. Let me check the white, because I think he is immune. Yeah, he's not alive, so he doesn't take any poison damage.
Perfect.
Okay, Fang.
Fang, as a bonus
Bonus action.
as a bonus action, will shift. His hair goes wild and his posture doesn't slouch quite so much as it used to, but he's still nasty looking. And as an action, casts Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
So this is a 30-foot radius. It'll move with me, centered on me, and I can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the aura, including me, to regain 2d6 hit points.
Okay.
So that will be. Oh, I guess that's my turn. I wasted my bonus action, so that'll be all I do for now.
Okay. The creature, the horrific black slime, reaches out with a pseudopod. And who's all there? I've got Kai, Donar, or the closest. Correct?
Yep, looks like it.
Okay. 1 to 3, Donar. 4 to 6, Kai. Donar.
Yep.
Okay. The black slimy tendrils whip out and try to touch you. That is a 19 to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure does.
Black acid just hits and splatters onto your armor. 20 points of acid damage. And plus, your armor, since it's not magical, takes a permanent -1 penalty as acid starts eating into it.
Ugh. Ugh.
Does that mean his AC goes down?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Okay.
God. And it was already bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just so you know, the armor is destroyed if the penalty reduces its AC to 10.
We're okay.
Okay. And that's all it does. Okay. It's just this inhuman scream comes out of it, like just pain washes over you. Trax, your turn.
All right, so I am going to take my hand out of the orifice, reach into my bag, and I'm going to throw a little tiny contraption, and it's going to, I'm trying to kind of lodge it into the black pudding. And so once it hits, I'm going to detonate it. It's going to be a shatter.
Okay.
It's like a big concussion
Nice.
grenade. So he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
That is going to fail. So it's going to take 17 points of thunder damage.
Okay. Sorry, Brune.
No, you're good. What does I forgot his name. I don't have my notes up. But the undead servant. What does his intentions look like?
Pissed and murderous.
Okay, we'll deal with that later.
Krintos is his name.
Krintos, yes. Brune is going to charge up next to Donar And as he's charging, he's getting the shield out to boost the AC, and he's spinning his flail in his other hand, and he's going to go for 2 attacks against the wizard who once was Zazan.
Got it.
We have to keep thinking of clever ways to say
That's
that.
a 24 to hit with the first one
That hits.
for 8 damage.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second.
Oh boy.
Okay, 8 points. As the flail hits the body of the creature, the acid beats into the ball part of the flail, and you have a -1 permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage rolls. Once it reaches -5, the weapon is destroyed.
Okay.
Do you want to make your
Maybe-
second attack?
Yes, because he's not sure if it's gonna happen again, and it's a pretty dire situation. So that's an 18 to hit with the second
It does hit.
for 6 more damage.
Okay, same thing. Another -1. So it's currently at -2 damage.
Okay. And I like clearly know that. That's like something I realized.
You see it. You can see it. I mean, you know how the state of your weapons would be at any moment when you're fighting. So
Okay. So let's see. That sucks. Then can I? Ooh. Is it possible to do action surge and then hold an action to dodge? You can take an additional action on your turn.
yeah, I think because an action, you can use dodge as an action. So yes, you can do that.
Cool. Then I'm gonna do that, and that'll be it.
Kai.
Kai just says, "Everybody back out of the room." And with a bonus action, he's going to flash his eyes and is going to use his hex on the black pudding.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to back up about, we'll say here.
You're backing away from it, but you never mind because you're
Mobile.
You're mobile.
Yeah. And then I'm going to use my action to cast a firebolt at it.
Okay,
It's going to be
roll to hit.
12.
12 hits.
All right.
The flame just kind of like rains down on it, and you see it burning away bits of the pseudopod and the flesh. You can see bits of bone sticking out horrifically.
All right.
Where a
That's
body
gonna
once
do
was.
9 fire damage plus
Hex.
5 necrotic damage.
Let me check something. Okay, you're good.
And that's it.
Krintos on his 3 initiative, pissed. He's like, no! And attacks. Who's right in front? That would be Brune. He swings his sword. You're dodging, so this is at disadvantage. Okay. He makes 2 attacks. The first is a long sword attack. That's a miss. And the second is a life drain attack. And that is a 17.
My AC is
19. So that misses. You're able to kind of back up. He kind of reaches out with his kind of bony hand. Skin stretched tight over his finger bones as you just jump out of the way of his touch.
Can I do a superiority dice to do riposte when a creature misses me with a melee attack? So like the first one that he missed with?
Yeah, you're using a reaction to do that, yes. Well,
I'll hit him with the flail again, even though it sucks now. It's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 minus 2 plus 4 is 9 damage.
Okay.
Oh, plus another d8 because superiority
Okay.
dice. So 17 total
17
damage.
total. Give me a second. Make a perception roll.
Natural 1 for a 3.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Top of the round, Donar.
Donar is going to disengage and run out of the room.
Okay.
And as he passes Kai, he says, "Do good, bro," giving him 1d6 bardic inspiration.
Okay.
And he's going to, if he can, and he's going to land in this room down here.
Okay.
That's it.
Fang.
Fang, as a bonus action, using Aura of Vitality, is going to grant Kai 2d6, 10 hit points. As an action, he's gonna take his movement to step out of the room, passing Kai, but as an action, on his way out, burns a 2nd level guiding bolt. So, crosses his fingers, makes a gun, and goes for a shot.
Against the creature.
Yes.
Okay.
The black pudding. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet. That's gonna do 5d6.
Nice.
19 points of radiant damage, and next attack has advantage.
Okay. 19 points total. Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
And walks out and gets out of the room. Stays in the hallway, in the corner, right outside the room.
The creature, everybody's running away. It's going to actually chase after, and Kai is right there. The black tentacles reaching out for Kai. That's a natural 1. The pudding, the tendril, the black, goes right over your shoulder, Kai, and just impacts the wall behind your head. And that's all it can do. Trax.
So, Trax is going to put his arm back into the orifice, the spiky orifice, and I'm going to turn to Kai and say, let's try this one more time. And I'm going to have a held action that to whatever, if Kai creates an illusion in that space with the black pudding, he's going to activate the device.
Okay. Held action going off. Anything else?
That'll be it for me.
Shiv. Sorry, Brune.
Brune he's gonna change his focus to the undead servant, and he's going to attack him twice. That's 18 for the first one.
Hits.
For 10 damage with all of the pluses and minuses. And a 10 for the second to
The
hit.
10 misses. Make a perception roll.
10.
Besides the fact that
11, but-
besides the fact that your flail isn't doing very well, you aren't really hurting him that badly with your attacks.
Great. Okay. That's it. He's kind of oblivious to what's happening behind him at the moment with the giant sledge monster and undead guy right in his grill. So.
Okay. Kai.
Guy just says, "What are you talking about?"
We still have one more chance to bring him back.
Kai wasn't there for all the talk of using illusions.
Just put an illusion there of him.
Creating... Still very unaware of this plan. Kai's going to just reel off another quick firebolt at the black pudding.
Okay.
Still,
Roll to hit.
like, while he's firing off signs like, "What?" And it's going to be a 21 to hit.
Roll your damage.
It's going to be 14 points of fire and 6 points of necrotic.
Kai, the final blow is yours.
Jesus.
Yes.
Just, I see that last firebolt hitting him in the stomach, and just flames burst out, and along with it, there are these little tendrils of black flame of necrotic that goes in with it, and it just poof.
The slime just explodes outward, like on the ceiling, all over the 4 of you that are in the room currently.
Ow.
And
That's disgusting.
the skeleton, like with this rictus, like this jaw dropped, just fall back, and just explode into pieces. And then the skeleton starts to melt and is no more. And Krintos, no! And he drops to his knees and lowers his head. Top of the round, Donar.
Hearing that happen, Donar would run back into the room, or at least run back to look in through the door, and he's going to see what has changed. He's going to go, "Oh shit, okay," and run back and with I guess the arms are still up. Man, I did not expect that. Out of muscle memory, Donar's just gonna swing the frying pan at Krintos.
Okay.
And that's gonna be a 10 to hit.
10 misses.
All right.
Actually, roll at advantage. He's technically kind of prone on the ground.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, he's...
That's a 13.
Still misses.
Great.
He has a 14 AC.
Well, let's try to do it again. He's working with muscle
You just
memory.
whack him over the head, and he just doesn't seem to react at all.
God. So instead of doing what the bonus action I was planning, Donar's going to look back at Kai and say, do we leave? Do I keep attacking him?
The big problem's gone now. Let's get rid of him.
Okay. So Donar is going to spend a key point and flurry of blows, double hammer fist down on the guy with the astral arms.
Okay.
So that's going to be an 18 and a 24.
Okay, both hit.
So that is going to be 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fang.
Saw that. Fang so had his head peeking around the corner during all of that, and makes his way back in. As he does, uses a bonus action to grant Kai 9 more hit points with his aura, and comes around the corner, whips out his spear again, and two-handed makes a melee attack.
Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
That hits. Remember, he had an advantage because he's on the ground.
Oh, sweet. Let's just double check. No, the 19 will hit. And then that's gonna do 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, he is definitely, like, your blows are landing, but he's not taking very much damage. Trax.
So I'm going to turn back to Kai and say, well, it's not as pressing right now, but try to create an illusion of Dazan under the golden disc. My hand's already in this. Let's just do it.
Oh. Okay. And Kai's. Do we need to take care of him first?
Well, I mean, you can. I'm already here.
Kai will slip around to the other side, right by him, and just kind of hover over him and punch down with action and bonus action to make unarmed strikes against him. First one is 21.
Hits.
Second one, he rolled it with advantage because he's on the ground, is an 18.
That hits as well.
Alright, so the first one is going to do 6 bludgeoning plus...
He's just sitting there taking it. His body is barely flinching as your blows land.
3 necrotic.
He takes all of that, though.
And then, again, it is 8 bludgeoning and 5 necrotic.
5 necrotic. I was still on Trax's turn. It's Shiv. We did you, right?
We did not.
We kind of skipped you, I think.
I wasn't gonna do anything.
Well, there we go.
I was gonna stand back and let this guy live, but if Kai's gonna do that, then he'll do that.
Yeah, you see Kai as you're like Kai is kind of running around. So you're not going to attack?
No, I was gonna take a dodge action again.
Krintos stands up, looks at all of you, and says, "My death will be noble." And he rushes at the last person to attack him, which is Kai. And he's going to make, because he stands up, makes a long sword attack, and he's using 2 hands. And that's an 18 plus 5. So that's a 23.
Yep, that'll hit.
And a D10 2. So 9 points of slashing damage. And he's reaching out with his bony hand. Only a 17.
Kai's gonna use his reaction to meet the hand with his and grasp it.
Oh, you touch it?
I'm going to use my arcane deflection.
Got it. Okay.
So that there is this
There's film of energy between
the
so you don't-
shroud of energy
Got
that just blocks it.
Yeah.
And I just say, your death came a long time ago.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, that was he was doing a life drain, so if you just straight up touched him, Donar.
Donar seeing this guy attack is going to be like, oh, what? Fuck you, dude. I thought we were chill, even though we were attacking your glow sphere. And Donar casts Bane. Bane on him. He needs to make a charisma save to beat 15.
He fails. That's 10.
All right, he is baned. And as a bonus action, Donar, noticing that the non-magical attacks are not working as well, is going to say to Fang, fuck him up. I'm mad at this guy. And Fang has 1d6 Bardic Inspiration.
I can just add that to anything.
Ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, Fang, your turn.
Fang, seeing that his spear is doing less than he wants it to, is going to consider for a moment. He gives that a swirl back, and suppose he doesn't really have anything fashioned to his armor to hold that in his back, so he holds it at his side for now. Steps back and points his hand kind of like open, as if he's holding like one marionette in one hand. He points it at him and then starts to kind of like wiggle his fingers back and forth, a little hypnotic like, and he's casting Toll the Dead, ringing the bells in his head.
Right.
And he is missing some of his hit points, so he's gonna take a d12 instead of a d8.
Nice.
And I'm 6th level, so I'm gonna do 2d12 here. He has to make a wisdom saving throw. I'm sorry.
2.
Yeah. So he's gonna take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Fang, the final blow is yours.
Nice.
Do what you will.
I think Fang, he steps back and with his arm stretched out, ringing bells in his head. I want him to get so loud that he rips his own skull apart. So he kind of kills himself to stop the sound.
And pulls, and like the skin that's tight against his skull just rips paper thin, and he just like rips his jaw, and just the bones crackle, and he drops his sword and falls down, unmoving on the floor. And we're out of combat.
Gross.
Well, this was
Can
disgusting.
we finish this, please?
That was a lot. Are we to assume that the machine backfired, or what happened with Dazan and this?
I don't know. I don't know. Is the runes activated differently? I don't know.
The
They were
runes
different,
have like
right?
cracks in the stone, so if perhaps the activation from before may have caused the runes to break even further, to go a different route.
Well, maybe we shouldn't try this again. I'm gonna take my hand out of there.
If we do something small, not Dazan himself.
Can you make an illusion of a very small Dazan?
Yeah.
Let's try that. Let's do it. Why not? If
Still might be powerful.
Little pocket wizard.
That might work. I don't
make
know.
a very small Dazan.
Is he just as powerful as a big Dazan?
I'm assuming.
I would guess he was, yeah.
But if it's a black
going
pudding
to-
again, then it'll be a smaller one, and we can dispatch him.
Ideally.
Hopefully, I don't know.
I don't know.
Look,
What if we did like
look,
a
everybody
bunny-
get
a bunny
outside,
rabbit
except
first
everyone
or
should get
something?
outside, and if it's the black
Okay.
pudding again,
Okay.
we book it.
Donar Leaving is going to say, just do a chimichanga, man. That'll be easy.
I agree. Do something smaller than Dazan.
All right, let's-
But what? Do Dazan.
I'm going to...
Whatever you
Fang
pick.
walks out.
I'll
I'm
stay at
going to
the door
cast
again.
a seemingly normal, regular-sized version of Dazan on the golden circle.
Well, fun.
If the golden circle's on the ceiling, and it kind of like, as long as you do it below, it'll activate.
Okay, then I'll do it on the floor below it.
Okay. It needs a life
Well,
spark.
I'll put my hand back in. So, all right, well, let's give it a try.
You take another point of damage. The illusion of Dazan becomes real and just standing there. It's not breathing. It's not moving.
what happened?
Let me see. And
I guess his soul's gone.
I'm gonna try and inspect it.
It's flesh. It's human. It's wearing Dazan's clothes. It's just not moving.
You also notice that it has no hands.
Oh, well, it has no hands.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming to stop it from doing any kind of spell casting, which is smart.
Good call.
At the very least, somatic component.
Well, I'm glad to have this body back, but I was hoping that the soul transference device might be a little more portable. I'm gonna inspect it and see if I can take it down.
And make an Arcana check.
That is a 25.
Nice. With that roll, whatever the soul transference chamber, it looks like from before you would have like put the bodies, like whoever was being transferred into the tentacle, and then the tendrils would like wrap around it, and their soul would be transferred into whatever's inside the tentacle. This has been ripped apart and spread all over the chamber. It's pretty much irreparable.
Well, that answers that.
Sorry, dude. That sucks.
It's all right.
One step forward.
The illusion
steps
chamber,
back.
the rune chamber still works using the remains of the tentacle.
Well, let's hope that Vulu has the original that transferred us. I was just hoping to have a backup, you know?
Yeah, always helps.
What do you do?
Fang looks around and he says, well, I suppose we got what we came for, and he feels around the floor where he dropped the invisible chest in this room. If he can find it, he'll hoist it up.
You find it.
Invisibly. He'll say, we have to return this, I suppose.
We got that at least. We'll get them back to safety.
Anybody need a second, or do you want to go ahead and hightail it
Nah,
out?
let's just leave.
Donar is going to look to the corner where Kai is and say, Kai, how you doing, bud? It's been a long day. Do you want to talk about it or just not? It's all right.
I'm okay.
I believe you.
The climb out of the tower is quite arduous because somebody has to fly up or somehow get up and then pull everybody using ropes up 15, 20 feet each level. And it completely wears you out. You're just exhausted from the fight. And you get all the way out. You climb up using your knives and crampons and whatever sharp instruments you have to get your way out of the slide that you use to slide down into the spire. And you get outside, and waiting outside is an axe beak.
Hmm.
And
Does it look familiar?
It does look familiar. And it looks at you, and it tilts its head, and it says, "My name is Ted Johnson, and I need your help." And we're going to call it there for the night.
Ted Johnson coming back.
Please subscribe and leave us a review on Podchaser or Apple Podcasts, and share us with all your friends. Follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons DND. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, D&D Beyond, Roll20, and thank you to Syrinscape, Andre Sitkoff, and to Monument Studios for the amazing sound effects and music. Stay frosty!
Man, I was so prepared for you to pull some rat bastard DMery.